Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa nazzalna alayka al-kitab tibyanan likulli shay' wa hudan wa rahmatan wa bushra lil muslimin. Sadaqallahul azim. سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما. We return with this week's analysis of global events and its relationship with Islamic eschatology. So this week we will cover the week from Tuesday to Wednesday, as always, from 23rd to 29th September 2014. So this is Monday, 29th September 2014. So we return to Tuesday, last Tuesday, and we start with last Tuesday. So on Tuesday, 23 September 2014, we have 5 important news, all more or less related, 5 directly related to ISIS. ISIS orders US and French citizens be killed. Let us cover all the news at one go because there's a common theme agenda behind all this. The second is US shows a graphic video to demonstrate ISIS brutality. UK says that we must send ground troops to fight terrorists. Uighur Muslims are being trained by ISIS, says China media, and Khorasan group, Qaida-linked Khorasan group poses a threat to the West, poses more threat to the West. So basically, there is a common theme running in all of these news. It is better to cover it at one go instead of dealing with it separately as separate news, because these are not separate news items. These are very much linked items. So in all the 4 news related to ISIS, it's basically now a media propaganda to malign ISIS. The underlying theme being maligning Islam. So whether it be the ISIS order of killing, executing US and French citizens, or whether it be releasing video which shows graphic video which shows about ISIS brutality, or whether it be UK who wants to send ground troops to fight the terrorists, the ISIS, or whether it be the Chinese media which claims that Uighur Muslims are being trained by ISIS. So what is happening is basically now the groundwork has been done. ISIS is now has demonstrated basically its brutality, obviously taking constant orders from its masters, the Zionists, and while they were doing so, a media campaign was slowly being launched, which has now reached full steam, and now the simultaneous maligning of Islam will take place. Unfortunately, what most do not understand, we have discussed this in the past as well, what most people do not seem to understand is that these are 2 entities of the same group. The ISIS is a subsidiary Zionist organization, and the majority media houses are being controlled by the Zionists anyway. So they are using both the organizations to maximum effect. So on one side, they are being dictated what they should do, what they should say, and they're taking orders from the masters. So the nonsensical, this has nothing to do with Islam, to kill random citizens, whether of US origin or French origin, it has no basis in Islam. And second, the build-up, the brutality that ISIS was committing, or it was allowed to commit, or it was instructed rather to commit, Now, a graphic video has been released by the US so that this can be brought forth, just to again raise the negative public opinion against ISIS. In fact, the objective, the hidden objective being, or the subtle objective being, maligning Islam. The third is, so now that the ISIS group has become such a nuisance, so we must fight ISIS. So UK says you will send ground troops. So don't you see the plan? And next, we have discussed in the past that not all recruits are necessarily Zionists. Most of the recruits, in fact, are brainwashed Muslims, whether male or female. So ISIS has infiltrated the Middle East. It is trying to infiltrate India. And these are bad signs. The subcontinent, whether India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, etc. It is, even if the Chinese media reports are to believe, it's even trying to infiltrate China. It's a global Zionist threat as a Zionist subsidiary organization, which will be taken as a pretext to launch attacks with the pretext of combating ISIS. But the actual will be to have a total control of the global political scenario. And the fifth being a Qaida-linked group, which has been named the Khorasan group. And everyone seems to be fascinated by this Khorasan, that is this terminology, because it is mentioned in an authentic hadith that that there will rise from Khorasan an army which will eventually join Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. So everyone who wants to deceive others and claim that they are that particular righteous group wants to take the name of Khorasan or come out from the region of Khorasan so as to be able to deceive masses of people. When in fact, this is not the group. These are not the groups. These are terrorist organizations. These are Zionist subsidiary organizations. These are brutal people which have nothing to do with Islam. So we have made this clear time and again. And because there was so much in the news today, on Tuesday, 23rd September 2014, that's so much, as many as 5 news items, all related to mainly ISIS, terrorism, jihadi groups, etc., that we decided to cover it at one go, giving you the overall picture, so to say. So that's it for Tuesday.